We ain't gotta tell you too much no more because
why
you
not?
40.
But why not? But why not?
We got your son.
But why you gotta keep saying 40 like that?
I'm just
though?
saying,
I just turned
like,
40.
No.
My man Fred,
But
40. Drummer Kingz podcast. We back with another episode. Another special guest today. We're gonna get to that in a second, but my man here with me. Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, man. Drummer Kingz podcast, man. You know what it is. It's your boy Heartthrob Rob, Lil Rob. Whatever you want to call me, Baracko Boat. Follow us on all platforms, man. Happy Black History Month, man.
Hey,
Black
real.
and I'm proud, man.
Right
Let's
on.
go, man. What's up?
Come on with it.
Holla at him, Ken.
Hey man, Double Cup Ken, what go down, man? Drummer Kingz podcast. We back in here again, man. Ken Dripper Jr. Hey, I want to give a big shout out to my daughter. You know what I'm saying? She the captain for the cheer squad at Atherton Elementary School.
Hey,
shout
turn
out
up.
Fifth Ward.
Turn
they
up,
went
man.
to Dallas. They won Grand National Champs.
Hey.
You know what I'm talking
Okay.
about? Hey, my daughter won a championship in the A&T Stadium before the Cowboys did. Let's go, man.
That's my niece, man.
Let's go.
You know what I'm talking about?
Shout out to that cheer squad, man. Hold it
Sure,
down.
man.
for Fifth
That's
Ward.
live, bro. That's live.
Very live, man.
We got a special guest in here today.
Yes, we do.
We're not gonna talk for him because he can speak for himself.
Yes, sir.
You feel me? So go ahead, holler at him, Big Fred.
Yeah.
Hey, man, this Fred. Freddie to the some, Uncle Fred to the kids that's out there, man. Representing D-Lo. Stands for Developing Emotional Literacy Outreach. You know, a lot of people know that I always say Kelly Code rooted, North Shore saluted. That's where I'm from and that's where I'm raised at.
Let's
And
go.
man, we just coming out here to come
KCP,
give you some
baby.
good jewels that you can use,
Yeah.
man, to live and not just survive. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Right on.
sir.
I like that,
Yes,
man.
sir.
I like
Dropping
that living and not
jewels.
surviving, man, because a
Yeah.
lot of people don't understand what the difference is between the two, but you know.
Especially,
Yeah.
It
especially
is what it
these
is,
days,
man. It's Black History Month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
man.
Black History. Shout out to all the black creators and everything everybody else doing. Speaking of Black History Month, we got to, your Fred, your program is obviously, African American based and rooted, just like you said. But let the people know, like, kind of, sort of, exactly what y'all doing over there. You did.
Man, D-Lo is a program, man, where we're reaching out, not just to the have-nots, man. We're reaching out to any and everybody, not just to the minorities. We're reaching out to any and everybody, man, who's want to tap into their greatness and realize the potential that they have by controlling their mind and controlling their thoughts. And that's what it's about, man. We're trying to introduce them to different programs, to introduce them to different trades, to introduce them to all kinds of education that will enlighten them on how empowered they already are with all the tools that they need, child and parent, to be able to live and not just survive. A lot of us come from a poverty mindset, and that's what we trying to X out, man. It don't matter about no government. It doesn't matter about your environment. It matters about how much you believe in what you already have that's in you. You have the tools, so let's put the tools to use.
Hey.
That's what D-Lo stands for, man.
Hey, man.
That's fire, bro.
fuck
So,
with that,
hey,
man.
man, that's hey, man. It's like that.
Yeah.
But can you talk to us a little bit more about that poverty mindset? You know, one of the things that you kind of spoke volumes to me. I've heard you say it before, but could you kind of give us an example or a better understanding of what that poverty mindset is?
Okay.
For the young black youth. You did.
Right. And I understand exactly what you're saying because from the way that I came up, right? And this has nothing to do with what my mother taught me, but it has a lot to do with what I seen. From a poverty mindset, I come up where a lot of people was talking about, hey, man, we come from neighborhoods where people were talking about jugging. People were talking about going to go take something. People were talking about ways that they could get ahead without having to go through all the different steps that people who have higher education or have degrees go through. You understand what I'm saying? And so that is one of the things that I say we have to get rid of because that's a poverty mindset. You don't never have to take from anyone else for you to be able to have or be able to be enriched with the things that God has planned for you to have. You understand?
Say that, say
I don't know
that.
what everybody believe in, and I ain't gonna get all, godly on you, but I'ma always come spiritual with it.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And from a spiritual point of view, man, we are already enriched. We are born with the tools. If you're born in your right mind, we are born with the tools tools to be able to achieve the goals that we set before us.
Yeah, facts.
You know, a lot of times I like to say that discipline is just the distance between you and your desires.
Okay.
And so the poverty mindset, a lot of times we always feel like, hey man, I have to cheat my way to the top.
Yeah.
Damn.
Or I have to find some kind of way to manipulate my way to the top. And that ain't it.
Yeah.
Where the disconnect come from? Why so many of us misguided? What is
What do you think it stems from?
What do you think that's
To be totally honest, man, a lot of us are misguided by learned behaviors. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm glad you said
learned behaviors.
behavior.
Learn behavior.
We see this and we see that, right?
The
But we
popularity of doing the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people who think it's cool to do the wrong thing. And a lot, like you said, you know, cheat their way to the top. A lot of people would rather, you know, go the wrong way than to go the long way. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's really that mindset, like you said, that poverty mindset is really taking root, like taking hold of our culture. You know, especially, you know, we've all seen it. We've all been there and done, you know what I mean, been there and done that. But I think we had actually talked about that before.
Yeah.
You know, especially within the youth, in which that's who you trying to reach. You know, I don't know what it is. I don't know where it came about. Well, it's just like, people feel like you got people coming up and growing up and they feel like they're going to find the fastest way to the top versus, like I said, they want to go the wrong way versus the wrong way.
It's also too based off the situation of within us, our culture. We don't get the same advantages as other cultures do.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So it's not, I don't feel like it's necessarily that it's embedded to take the wrong way instead of the long way, but it's just because you don't get to see as privileged as you do in other cultures and other race, you know, firsthand. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you seeing a wrong learned behavior, but it's because that's all you know. You feel me? To a certain degree. But it's programs like yours that can change, you know, change the mindset. You know, that's like when we were young, Fifth Ward in Richmond, things like that.
Shout out Fifth Ward in Richmond.
You feel me? Like
the Hester House, man.
The thing about it is, it's the correction takes too long. You know what I'm saying? It's necessary, but it takes too long. Let me just break down what I'm talking about. Let's just start at the top with systematic racism. We're gonna start there, which has been going on forever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, you have a thing in our culture where everybody say, "Oh, we need to get back to the ways of our grandfathers." You know, we need to get back. But if you think about it, if you just remove systematic racism out of that, our grandfathers, you know, whether voluntary or involuntary, that raised the culture of men who walked out on their kids.
Right.
If we want to be real,
right,
our generation,
right,
our fathers, whether it be, you know, they got in trouble, you know, like I said, you started systematic racism and then
you just move on.
You just move on because after that we didn't do ourselves no favors.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? As a people, we didn't do ourselves no favors.
Yeah.
We have a generation that glorified the drug dealer, you know, the jugging. We have a generation that glorified, you know, things that didn't make, you know what I'm saying? Not all of us, but it was present. You know what I'm saying? Walking out on your kids was present. You know what I'm saying?
And so look, I ain't mean to cut you out, but I meant to cut you off because at the same time, right, that's what we seen.
Yeah, that's
because I'm gonna just tell you honestly, from my family, right? Grandma had 13 kids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've never spent no time with a grandfather. You understand what I'm saying? So right there's a learned behavior. However, we come to a point of age where we can think.
We
can control our thoughts, right?
Facts.
So at that certain point of age, right, where you come into the consciousness of understanding, man, what I want for my life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that's exactly what D-Lo stands for, and that's where I am now. What I want for my life.
Yeah.
I don't want my kids, you know, in generations after me to be able to say, hey, man, grandfather Fred or whatever was not available. He was not there. He did not stand up. He did not be the man that I can look up to. I don't want that, right? So now, in my mind, the thoughts that I have, I'm thinking of things that I can do to become that man of the man that I wanted
Yeah.
to be able to look up to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I realize, man, consciously,
Yeah.
can't nobody control my thoughts but me.
Facts.
Exactly.
Facts.
Now I can't control what I seen when I was coming
but you
up.
Control,
But
you
I
can't
can
control the
control my
past,
thoughts.
but you can control your future.
I can control my future.
sure.
And I know through my own thoughts, I can create my reality.
And a lot of times within our culture, we do hold on to the past and use the past as an excuse why our future ain't going the way we want it to go. And we got to stop doing that because, yes, we come from, black people come from a lot of
Turmoil.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Trauma and things like that. But like you just said, you have to get to that point of age where you're able to make a conscious decision and say, well, I know I did come from that, but I don't want my kids to come from that. I don't want my nephews, my nieces to come from that. I want to be able to change. I can't change what my mama done went through.
Nah.
I can't change what my daddy done went
Yeah.
through. But I can change what my kids going through. You feel me? Like, so, like,
But you have to see it.
yeah, you
like
got,
he
no,
said,
you have to see it.
Like he said, it's learned behavior. So if that's all you know, eventually you have to get an example. You have to get something to look to. If you have absolutely nothing positive to look to, then how can you learn what positive behavior is?
Yeah.
How can you learn what know what I'm saying? It's prevalent. But also, if you see, if you came up a certain way, and now outside of your family, you see you got 10 men and you see 1 through 8 going a certain way, and the last 2 may not. That's what I mean by we ain't doing ourselves no favor, because now the odds are against you. Because now you looking at 10 men. If you ain't got no man in your family, but it's 10 dudes on the block or at the park every day that you see.
Right.
Now you looking to them for examples of what else is outside of in my household. But if you see the same thing in 8 out of 10 of them, we ain't.
You really gonna think it's okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a repetitive
Yeah.
cycle.
I think it's okay.
However,
repeated cycle. It's
Yeah.
a repeated cycle.
One thing that I do say is, man, we have to start giving credit where credit is due. And what I mean by that, right? I can remember way back when I was a youngster, maybe 7, 8 years old. I can remember the things that I'd done, right? That led other people to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So we have to start speaking that leadership that's in those young men and young ladies when they're 7 and 8 years old. Even though it seems like, hey, they're just 7 and 8 years old, but guess what? It's 107, 8-year-olds that are looking at them. They're looking up to them because guess what? They might be seeing something else within the home. Like I can, detest for some of the things that I seen in the home. I knew about jugging. I knew about people that was selling dope. I knew about these things at that age, right? And I knew some of the things that I done when I was away from my mom. You understand what I'm saying?
It probably seemed regular. It probably didn't seem like it was nothing normal, like that wasn't normal.
Right.
Because you seen it. You
I
feel me?
seen
You're
it,
not
right?
supposed to see it.
I'm not supposed to see it, but guess what? I was smart enough to know the way to not be, to have them not pinpoint me for doing wrong was to be respectful in front of parents.
Yeah.
But when I got away from parents, I lived my life like I was dope boy on Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I knew that. So that's why now I say, let's give them the credit that where credit is due.
Yeah.
I know how smart you are. I know how intelligent you are.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
know how you can use your mind. You can be a leader. Don't matter your age. You can be a leader at 8 years old.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now that we know that, you can be conscious. Even though there are things that you are seeing, there are learned behaviors, you could be conscious of what you really want.
Yeah.
Even though you have not been educated on everything at that age, you could be conscious that, guess what? I don't want to be left here alone.
Yeah.
I don't want to see this. I really want to spend time with a mother and a father.
Yeah.
I really want to go out and be able to do some of the things that I see some of these other kids do with their parents.
Yeah.
And so at that point, we can start trying to build programs like D-Lo or other programs like we mentioned about the
Right
Health
on.
House, or we
Health
can
House.
start reaching out for things that will help us to bring up those kids in a manner of where we want them to go.
Yeah.
And the manner where we want them to go is start to reach out, right? Reach out to the other programs, reach out to other kids and say, you know what? I am a leader by my actions.
Right.
And so instead of me just acting out when I'm away from the parents, let me act as if I know better.
Yeah, yeah.
And let me act as if these are the things that I want.
Mm-hmm.
I want a great career. I want to be financially stable.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So let me try to make decisions, or let me seek the education, or let me seek the information that will help me make those decisions to where I can be that which I think that I want.
So how long has your program been in existence? When did you first start your program?
Man, to be totally honest, I was just released from prison February 13th of last year.
Okay.
And
About to hit a year anniversary.
about to hit your anniversary, man. Praise God.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
Hey, man, shout out to that, man. Yeah,
Man,
somebody-
appreciate
for sure.
it. So, March of last year is when we first started putting things in, start putting D-Lo into play.
So not even a month after you got home.
Not even a month,
Hey,
bro.
man, shout out to that, man.
Listen, it was not
For
even a
real.
month.
Is this something that I mean to cut you off, but was this something that you had in your mind while you were incarcerated?
It was the thoughts.
Okay.
Exactly. That's why I be so excited about it, because it feel like I found a new treasure.
Yeah.
So hold on, man. I can control my thoughts, and
Yeah.
my thoughts can control my reality.
Yeah.
Right on.
Man, let me go tell my homeboys this.
Yeah.
It's like finding a new. If we gonna flip it, it's like finding a new plug on the street.
Yeah.
Say, hey man, I'm getting this for the low over here.
Yeah.
So it was like, man, I can control my thoughts, then I can control my reality. I want to be able to tell each and every person about this, because this is what controls our life.
Right.
And so right then and there, I say, you know what? My nephew had just passed the year before, again in March 26th. And so that's what allowed me to start the program D-Lo. You know, on the east side,
Right.
they have a little clique they call 300, you know, and he was part of that clique or whatever, and they called him D-Lo.
Right.
So I say, you know what, God, give me something to where this could stand for something that would be edifying to the spirit, to the body of what we want to increase to be able to achieve, you know, the goals.
Let's repurpose it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
let's repurpose
Let's
it.
rebrand it. Yeah.
Come on, let's rebrand it. So he gave me developing emotional literacy outreach.
Okay.
Because truth be told, and I'm gonna ask y'all this question.
Right.
How many of us had our parents and people talk to us about our emotions when we were young?
Hey,
It
man,
didn't
that's-
happen.
Only time was when we were mad.
And that's crazy, because I have a theory that I always be saying about that I'll be saying like, I'm an emotional type of guy.
Right.
And I'll
Me
be
too.
saying like, I'll be always telling people that, you know, it starts from the home, because when you a kid, no matter if you 38 or you 8 years old, if you stub your toe, it's gonna hurt.
Right.
Right now, if you hit your toe, it's gonna hurt. But we be so prone, especially with young boys, you're a boy, stop crying.
Yeah.
But pain is pain regardless.
Come on
you feel
now.
me?
Yeah.
Like pain is pain regardless. So if you grow up as a kid and you learn how to suppress physical pain, then emotionally and mentally ain't nothing for you no more.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like
Damn.
it's nothing.
And
I
that's-
never looked at it that way, man. That's a hell of a fine
Yeah.
way to put it, man.
Yeah.
And then when you look at it, man, it's not really accepted, because you crying about some physical pain when
you supposed to be strong.
When we in survival mode 24/7.
Yeah.
What, you know what I'm saying? Like,
We got to go hunting later on to get this dinner on
Like,
the table.
man, like,
And
hey,
I noticed I said hunting.
Yeah.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
ain't say we got to go to work. We got to go clock in.
Yeah,
We
it's a
gotta
broken
go.
cycle,
Yeah,
because
we gotta
they
go
never
hunt
was
later.
able to fix that, so they can't fix what he got going on. Even though he
Hey.
going through this physical pain, you feel me? And that physical pain is like, hey, I understand that, but look, our stomach's growling.
Yeah,
feel
you
me?
crying.
Like,
You
know,
crying.
like,
Let me give you something to cry
you know what
for.
I'm saying? Like,
You know, we
so-
the saying
Come on
is-
now.
Come on,
we
yeah.
heard the
That-
saying a million times.
Yeah,
You know
Million
what I'm
times,
saying?
brother.
Man, that's one of the craziest things I've ever heard. Now that I'm older and I
Let me give you something
consciously,
to cry about.
and notice that I keep saying consciously, right?
Yeah.
Because once you're conscious,
Yeah.
that means you know that you know what you know.
once you
Man.
get aware of your conscience,
Right.
You feel me?
And
Like-
I'm aware that saying you're going to give me something to cry for when I'm already crying means you're not conscious that I'm already crying for
Yeah,
a reason.
Man, let me tell
Right
you,
on.
Let me tell you, man, it's so many problems in our community that stem from just surviving. That is one of the main problems with black folks, mentally, physically. That's why it's so hard for us to break chains, because we stuck in the mind of survival all the time. Subconsciously, we still do it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What was our ancestors doing? Surviving. It was very few of them thriving through situations. You know what I'm saying? And coming out of them. How many? It wasn't a million Harriet Tubmans.
Right.
It wasn't a million Nat Turners. It was one.
Right.
It was one. You know what I'm saying? And we still, even today, we do it with the government. You know what I'm saying? It ain't much change. The only thing changed is the change. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that changed, really. We still in survival mode as a race. We still in survival mode, and it's, the parents.
But it takes one.
It takes one, but that's why I said correction takes too long because it's one. You want one to change 1 billion when one need to change two need to change four need to change 8, but we don't have that mentality because that one can't change 2 because one of them 2 still stuck in survival mode. That 2 can't change 4 because 3 out of them still stuck in survival mode, and correction take our people too long, and that's why everything that's why we slow to we can't get nowhere.
But guess what? We can't give up on it because the way I look at it from a spiritual point of view, right? From a spiritual point of view,
appreciate
drama podcast, right? You all, it's 3 of y'all, right? But right now, to me, while I look at it from spiritual, y'all are changing the culture because guess what? You are giving the time to a platform for someone like me, us others, to come on and be able to speak about it, right? Like, it ain't all about just what's going on to social media and what's going on in sports and all that. Y'all have a variety of things that you all speak about, and these are one of the things that y'all speak about. And I'm watching the actions that you all are taking, and it makes me know that guess what? They believe in change as well. Because guess what? They're not sitting back waiting for somebody else to do it. They're doing it themselves. Whether it's one person looking or whether it's 1,000 looking, y'all are going to have a episode where you all give some kind of information that people can take from and they can gain from. So that's why I say, long as we believe and long as we continue to see it, it's just 4 of us in here right now, but long as we continue to see it, man, it'll multiply.
It's some hope.
It's some hope. Because you're never gonna be able to save the whole multitude of the culture.
But it's gonna take all of us.
Yeah, it's gonna take. You know what I'm saying? I understand both sides. I get what you're saying. But like you saying, as long as you can, spirit out that positivity in some way, some form. You feel me? It's gonna, we got to continue to just do our part within our own community. You feel me? Like we might not reach Atlanta. You feel me? Yeah. We might not even reach the whole full South Side. But if we can get people in 5th Ward to change, you feel me? Like that's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, so as long as you doing the right, you taking the right steps to implement some type of change. Yeah. You feel me? And going back to I don't think you finished. You said that the idea started when you was incarcerated, you got out, and then how long was it after you got out that you took off with it and it started coming to fruition? Man,
totally to be totally honest, right? I said, I've gotten out, don't have, this my money, don't have this my assets or whatever the case might be. But what I do have is I have a telephone, and this telephone can give me access to millions of people as long as I just put my voice out there and tell them what I believe and what I have known to be the truth. And what I have known to be the truth is if I can control my emotions and be able to control my thoughts, then my thoughts can create my reality. And just to be totally frank about it, right? I started doing, motivational speaking. I like to say inspirational, right? Because motivation is something that once you leave, that motivation is no longer there. But if I inspire you, that means that you're inspired with something that's within inside of you. You know that I'm enriched already. You know what I'm saying? So I started to do that, right? And I was contacted by a lady, which is the head of Harris County reentry program. And she said, you know what? You sound like somebody that those guys will listen to. Would you like to speak into, at Harris County inside the jails? I said, yes, ma'am. So we went through the process of that, right? And that was maybe 2 months after me being out, right? Doing these inspirational videos each morning. Yeah. So where then I think bro said he was able to see some of the videos that I've done, right? Where these people we face to face, like a Zoom meeting.
It's a Zoom meeting. Like I'm talking about we Zoom to the tank.
Right.
It's you know what I'm saying. It ain't no look, we finna play this tape for y'all.
Nah,
it's
it's like live.
It's straight up live,
Yeah.
and and just from somebody who done been in them tanks, it's like. Damn, my man's give a fuck. You know what I mean?
My man just
be
got
real.
out.
Nah, for real.
Just be real though. Like, damn, you really give a fuck. You know what I mean? We got 2 months ago, and because a lot of times, you could probably relate more. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times you get up in there, you get to, you know what I'm saying, you get to fraternize and shit like that, and boys be like, yeah, man, just, I'm gonna call you, you can help me out from the free world. We'll win the third, and then you don't get
never hear from him.
Never hear from him again.
Never hear from him. You did, you know what I'm saying? But then you got, like I said, Fred coming through on a Zoom, like, yeah, I'm here. What's up? What y'all need up in there?
Exactly. And that's exactly what it be. I say, hey, what y'all need? Some guy say, hey, man, I want some information more about how to get my CDL. Boom. Right. I research. I get the information, learn about the programs. I send it to them. And then at the same time, just tell you a little bit about me. I've enrolled in Liberty University to go back and get my psychology major.
Okay.
Because I want to continue to increase me, add value to me so I can add value to them.
Congratulations, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro. Man. So the things that I learned, I come give it to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I tell them all the time, I say, hey, bro, I'm not telling you because I done everything right. But I'm telling you because I'm living it and I'm seeing the results of me doing something.
I'm going through it in real time.
Right, going through it in real time. And so, man, they be very appreciative. You feel me?
Yeah.
From knowing that, hey, man, not even just a year ago, this bro had a TDC number.
He was in the same situation as me.
Come on, like you said, 60 days out. You feel me?
That's
a show there's a show on A&E 60 days in.
Right.
You got 60 days out, and you decided within your 60 days that you want to reach back. A lot of people, like y'all just said, would be like, man,
I'm focused on me.
Hey, they
in 60 days, and really and truly, bro, the first 60 days, man's just trying to get their foot back in on solid ground. I'm trying to find a job, place to live, whatever.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody worried about, like I said, cell block D. You know what I mean? D block. You know, for real. That's on real shit.
For real,
right?
for real.
You know what I mean? So they ain't looking back like that. So that in itself is a monumental thing to do and very, inspirational to those people who obviously, and a lot of people in there will feel like, that the world done turned their back on them.
Yeah.
You did. For you to do that and just, offer that little portal to the world, a gateway to the world, to the free world. You dig? While you, like you said, you out here free and living, and then you give them some inspiration, man. Well, let me go ahead, get my shit right, get my CDL, get my shit lined up. So when I go back to court, I got something to tell the judge. I got a plan, and I might have a better shot. I might have a better shot at getting released. Because I'm talking, that's from experience. I done seen it. You dig what I'm saying? So and that in itself is extremely valuable, and for those people who may not see the value in it because they ain't have to walk their life, then more power to you. But it is what it is.
Right. And one of the things that you just said is one of the things that I key in on when I'm speaking to those guys. I say one of the things we have to do is we have to accept accountability, right? So don't be in that place hanging up that phone on your mama, on your girlfriend, or whatever. They say, hey man, I missed this week. I ain't sending the commissary money. We'll take accountability that nobody puts you there.
But you.
But you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you was out there trying to get money for the family or whatever. It was our thoughts. If we can control our thoughts and realize the greatness inside of us, we'll realize that we don't have to do those things that will end up having us compromising our freedom. You understand what I'm saying? We can really reach deeply inside ourselves. Like, bro, hey, listen, this is a whole whatever a business that he have started from the podcast, from mechanic shops, from whatever it is that you all have going on in your individual lives. It started from a thought, right? And so that's why I try to tell them, hey man, we have that same ability to start these things from our thoughts. And so from accountability to gratitude, be thankful. Because guess what? There's somebody else would wish they was in your position, but they dead. They don't even have the time no more. They don't even have the ability.
Clock didn't run out.
Nothing.
The clock has run out.
You know what I'm
saying? So accountability, being expressing gratitude. You feel me? And then another thing is treating everybody like they're the most important person on the earth.
Right.
That's one of the things that, like I say, I ain't gonna go all the way biblical on you, but I am gonna go spiritual on you. That's one of the things that Christ did. Every time somebody came to him, he treated them like they was the most important person on the earth, because when they came to him, they were left him healed. And so I believe that's one of the abilities that we have, to be able to treat everyone that comes within our vicinity like they're the most important person on the earth at that point in time. And then can't nobody say nothing wrong about you then. Because ain't nothing wrong about you. Guess what? I gave you the time, I gave you the energy to be able to listen to your problems and give you all the information that I have that I know that can elevate you to where you want to be in life, to a place of living and not just surviving.
Yeah.
So, these are the things that I tell those men that's within Harris County Jail and some of the young men that's out there that still call me, hey, Uncle Fred, this was going on, man. Listen, we robbed these people over here. Some people came back shooting at us, and man, Uncle Fred, I don't know what to do. And one of the things Uncle Fred gonna tell you, say, hey, stop typing all that stuff on Instagram.
Right on. For real.
Uncle Fred gonna try
I
to
got a
talk
question
to you.
about
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah,
that was going to be
man.
one of my questions I had for you. I know because we obviously see all the positive things, on the internet, what you're doing, with the re-entry program and stuff like that. What are some of the challenges you face with the program as far as the youth or whatever? I'm talking about the real challenge. Like, if to give you an example, have you met any we all seen Scared Straight?
Yeah.
When you're trying to talk to some of these YNs, have you had any challenges like this? I'm talking about straight up. How you say it? How just
Man.
they not trying to hit. They not having.
Yeah.
Give us some of the what you got going on as far as like. Sometimes you may feel like, man, rebellious. I don't even know if I want to continue doing it because they ain't trying to hear me. Yeah, do you?
I'm gonna touch on that.
Uh-huh.
But I'm gonna say first, one of the hardest things to do is to talk to them after they have already touched the money.
Right on.
Damn. Hey,
After you have already went hit for 180,000.
Speak on it.
Yeah.
And you done broke it down 4 ways, and you sitting there, you 16, 17, 18 years old, and you walking around with $50,000
Right
in your
on.
pocket, $40,000 in your pocket. It's so hard.
So hard.
For me to tell you that there's another way
Right on.
until you run
Yeah.
into a
Right.
a roadblock.
Yeah.
However, there have been some that say, man, Uncle Fred, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, this is my situation right now.
and
Right.
it's always that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Is it what they said, man? A lot of rappers said, how I'ma tell you to do something if I can't feed you? J Dog said it all the time.
Yeah.
I can't teach you if I can't feed you. How
Right.
I'ma get you off that bed if
You can't teach
I
me.
can't do, you know what I'm saying? If
You
I can't
can't
do nothing
teach
for
me
you for
a
real.
better plan. You can't teach
You know
me a
what I'm
better
saying?
plan. No.
Andre
You can't
3000
tell me
said
to
it good.
abandon my plan if you ain't got a better one.
Right,
Hey.
right. And that's
You know
the
what I'm
whole
saying?
thing, right? So
Like you
it's
said,
like
50,000. Hey, it's some people 40 and 50 right now. You tell them, hey, I got a $50,000 play for you. They gonna
they
consider
go.
it.
Right
So you got to think about how these youngsters is, man.
Exactly.
And also you got to explain to them that, hey, I can show you a better way, but that 50,000 might take you a year.
Especially
Right.
after the
Right.
You know
especially
what I'm
after the PPP era, man.
Yeah, it
Like,
might
Hey,
take you a
man,
year.
hey, it's just being real.
Just be real about
Let's
it.
be real, after that PPP
PPP
era, man. Look,
You
Guys,
got the
that
40,
camera
50
still
years
on.
old.
Everybody,
Yeah,
man.
Camera's
Right.
still on. You see it. Okay.
It's like a baby with something shiny on the floor, man. You know,
Make sure they cut
hey,
off.
it's too many distractions, man. And the distractions, it look good, bro. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Like a motherfucker.
It's just,
But I'm sure that motivates you to
You know.
continue to keep going because
Yeah, exactly. I'm
Yeah.
inspired because I was once them, right?
Yeah.
But that's why I reach out to so many people, right? And I don't be ashamed to say, hey, man, listen, you have a small business. You know people that's in higher places. What we're trying to do, man, is we're trying to enrich these kids with some tools so they can be able to achieve some of the goals that they have set before them without going to go take some. Because if we don't give them nothing else, they're going to be taken from you,
Yeah,
from me,
yeah.
from anybody else that they see that is vulnerable for them to be able to win from. And I'm not saying just us personally, but I'm saying they're going to go make sure that they have a way to feed themselves.
Exactly.
yeah,
man.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
I mean, I'm sure it could be challenging because I know how I was when I was 14. You dig, and not wanting to hear nothing, and just being a knucklehead. And nowadays, these what we was when we was teenagers and adolescents. These teenagers and adolescents are like times 5.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it's way
The
different.
YN
It's way
era
different.
is nothing to like to scoff at. You dig what I'm saying? Like these boys out here, they committing grand larceny, to my grand theft,
Bruh.
everything
Yeah.
under the sun. We thought we was Billy Badass because we had a little 22.
you know what's crazy is that
Yeah.
when we was younger coming up, we kind of thought on like a smaller scale, crime is crime, but we kind of did petty crimes.
Right on.
And we thought all of that big shit, grand larceny and all of that was like adult crimes. Like that's
Right on.
I ain't doing like
you
that's,
crashing out.
That's going too. Nowadays they don't care. They doing whatever they got to take to get to the bag, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Without actually understanding that, you know, there's a multitude of different ways of getting money legally. You feel me? Especially when you haven't even given yourself a full chance at life.
You know what? Because what the value of freedom ain't like it used to be. They go five. What's 5 years? They don't care.
5 years.
I
go
sit down for 5 years. I go sit down for 10. You know.
Yeah.
It ain't no. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's way different than it was. You know what I'm saying? Back when we was coming up, you get 10 years. It's like, hey man,
Devastating.
you got 10
Yeah.
years,
You
bro.
thought he
Like
was gone
Even when a
forever.
person hearing that 10 years,
devastating.
because you think it's just in your mind.
now,
It feel even worse when you standing in front of that judge and he ready to swing that hammer at you.
Ooh,
Tell you,
Lord.
bro, let me
Tell
tell you
everybody. Ooh,
exactly.
come on,
Lord.
brother.
And
Come
that-
on, brother.
Now,
Oh, Lord.
now it's so crazy. They so hip now. They done seen it so much. Uncle, brother, cousin, big cousin, big. They done been
Condition.
They done been through the loop so
Condition.
much. Now they know. Hey, I get 10 years, man. I signed for 10. I might do 3. I get out.
Yeah.
I'm doing 2 for 1 in the county already.
They
I
already
might
got
go
a
to-
plan
I might
how
go
they
to
gonna
court.
finesse.
Yeah.
I might go to court.
How
after-
they gonna finesse the
Hey,
system?
I might go
The
to court.
punishment.
I might go to court after 2.5
Yeah.
years, and they might give me time served.
And the
I can
crazy
get up
part
out of there.
is
Yeah,
exactly
you been in
Bro,
the
you
county
know-
the whole time.
they got a
Yeah.
plan.
Ain't
The
even,
what I'm
crazy,
ain't even right with the bluebird
Yes,
yet.
exactly.
Exactly, bro.
And,
Like, it's
and the crazy part about it is, just like y'all saying, they got a plan to get out of jail when they already in jail.
Hey, man.
But not to never go to jail. You
That's
feel
crazy.
Me?
You know, I'm gonna speak on something that a lot of people may not want to touch on,
Talk on it. Talk
but
about
I'm
it,
gonna
man.
speak on it because it's the absolute truth. One of the most devastating campaigns, I'm gonna just say down here in the southern region, and I don't blame him because I know what he wanted to do. But on the flip side, one of the most devastating campaigns was the Free Pimp C campaigns, right?
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that, right,
Talk about
was because that's who we all knew. But Bond did it for a good reason because he wanted to keep his brother's name alive.
Yeah.
Right on.
But that same campaign, it trickled down to everybody saying free whoever it was that they
Yeah.
had locked up.
Yeah.
So now it becomes a praise thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So even when I'm locked up, I'm getting praised
Like
because
you done
everybody
achieved
keeping name.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like one point in time I was locked up, they were free Freddy too, free Freddy too. I love to see the pictures come through.
Yeah.
Now people keeping my name alive. So
Exactly.
even when I'm locked up, I feel like I'm being praised.
I'm a hood superstar now.
I'm
But
a hood
the hood,
superstar.
Man.
but the hood glorifies a lot of loser shit though.
So
Right
what
on.
was meant for good was turned bad, and I'm not blaming Bun for none of that.
No.
But I'm just
Like I said,
saying
his
this
intentions
is
was
the
good
way
for
that
her.
the poverty mindset
Yeah.
takes things,
Yeah.
and we made it for bad. So now we praising being locked up. Yeah, I'm locked up, but yeah, everybody keeping my name alive. Woo, woo,
But
woo.
that goes into what Charleston White be saying about, you know what I'm saying, like King Von and all of them. While people are, they have the right as a fan to say, well, rest in peace to King Von. You have that right as a person, as a fan, to say that. But think about all the lives that he affected when he was here. And he got rich off of it.
Man,
You
like
feel
the,
me?
like
My
the,
boy
like
was
the-
a monster.
I can't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
of her
yeah,
name.
Come on,
yeah,
let's get
yeah.
rid of it. You know
I
what I
can't
mean?
think of the name of the female that rap from Mississippi, but I sent y'all the video yesterday. The What's the Point rap. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh,
She
yeah,
said-
right on.
She
I
said
think you sent it to
she
us.
touched on that.
Yeah.
What's the point? You saying free your people when they kill somebody, but you sad on the flip side when they out here killing somebody. You sad on the flip side when
When
your
they get
people get
killed,
killed.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
your
what are
people
we
die.
doing? Like,
What
what's
are
the
we
point?
doing
Are we
here?
really glorifying killing people out here, or are we really trying to change their culture?
Yeah.
It's you giving me, you saying you love both sides. That's really what you showing killers. You showing them once I go to jail, I'm good. I'm still, hey, like you said, I'm a hood superstar. Everybody remember the one with the gun. That's
But
what you know.
Right
what I'm
on.
saying?
killing and all of that was never cool, but it's always something that's been, it's not going to stop. But
Yeah.
it just got to the point to where it just started becoming, that was a code and that was an honor when you did things back in the day. But now there's no code, there's no morals. They just, it's just disrespectful. Like
Anybody can go.
Yeah, anybody can go at any
Anybody
time.
can get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
It used to be when especially man, we know about this gang culture, bro. It was a thing that when you fired your weapon and you caught a straight body, especially if it was a child, man, hey, you gotta go tell them people what you did.
Right on.
You
Yeah.
killed a kid. That ain't had nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
know if anybody know, but
them
you know,
ways change. You know what I'm saying?
it was a code amongst some, the American mafia that they don't mess with women and children.
Women and children.
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
So
saying?
once you commit a crime against a woman or a child,
Yeah.
You had some.
You was out here. You was out here being reckless.
It was
Somebody
pretty much
innocent.
grounds to get taken out.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
But things are different now. Now it's like, hey man, you know, you doing somebody's wrong in some kind of way. Now your mama go.
Right.
Your child go. You know, whoever in the way, they better not be with you when I catch you. Like
See,
this-
my whole aspect on it, right?
They had people grave. I ain't mean to cut y'all.
Go ahead.
They on niggas
Graves
gravestones.
dancing and making
Bro.
videos.
Like this
It's
is
crazy,
like,
man.
what part of the game is that, bro?
Yeah,
What they call it,
that
man?
tripped me out. Well,
These boys ain't got no rules and regulations, like you said.
I'm
No morals.
smoking on this person.
Smoking
pack
on
and
whatever,
that
whatever.
person,
Like, bro, you
know what I'm saying?
out
Like,
here.
But it's
Yeah.
just it's
Hey.
it's a repeated cycle because, like you just said, I'm doing this. I'm being the most disrespectful I can to this person because he killed my mama. He killed my. You feel me? Like
Right.
so, it's you know.
And then you go in that state pen and you ain't got no hands. Now it's
Right
a different
on.
story.
it's a different
You
story.
know what I'm saying?
Different ball game,
That's a
really.
different ball
Nah, that's
game.
a whole nother ball
But
game.
Whole
Yeah.
different ball game. You
But-
get on the rock and roll unit, baby.
The aspect of where they're coming from, right? A lot of times, right? I'm just speaking from the people that I know. It's so many people my age and even older, some a little younger, that say, "Man, I don't want nothing to do with them younger, you know, YN,
Yeah.
the younger generation."
Yeah.
However, how are we gonna ever attack
Yeah,
the mindset of these young men
Yeah.
and young women, right?
to change the
If we don't
perspective.
even ever just jump out there.
Yeah.
Cause see, right now, right, I'm gonna just tell you honestly, you know, the God truth, like people that know me from when I was young, I ain't never ran from nothing.
Right on.
You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? And so when I asked God for this position, I say I'm gonna jump out there head first.
Yeah.
Cause I was once them.
You know what it's gonna take.
I wish,
Yeah.
man, as I got older, I said, man, I wish one of these old niggas would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right
You
on.
know what I'm saying? I'm
yeah.
gonna put them on their butt. I'm
Right on.
gonna show them
Yeah.
because y'all ain't no OGs. Y'all was just older than me.
Yeah.
Right
You
on.
didn't show me nothing different.
Yeah,
Right on.
But now
exactly.
that I know better and I know now, I say, you know what, man, I wish I did have somebody that stayed right there by my shoulder, just be right there all the time,
Yeah.
whether I liked it or not.
Yeah.
And say, nah, you can do better.
Yeah.
I know you can do better because if you can lead a group of people to go out here and snatch this ATM, or if y'all can go snatch these trays and
on,
go hit
man.
for this amount of money, man, y'all can build a business.
Yeah.
Because guess
Facts.
what? It take a bunch of nuts to go out there and do that. And
Right.
knowing I'm
Yeah.
risking
Yeah.
my freedom,
Yeah.
knowing I'm risking getting shot, it take a bunch of nuts. So guess what? If you can do that, then I know for a fact that you can build a business if you put your mind to it.
Yeah.
If you put your mind to it
Yeah.
and you learn the information that you need to know
Yeah.
for you to create a business, that you can do that and you can be successful in a whole nother way.
Yeah.
So well, guess what? You can live in peace. You ain't gotta watch behind your back.
Man, it's almost like it's a cop out to fail. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Like, oh shit! I was doing this trying to provide for my family. I took that chance. I
Right.
got caught. Now I'm finna go sit down. Bro,
It
what,
is.
what type of life you providing for your people for 10 years when you behind them bars? You won't. You done. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But it's because we don't-
You didn't cop that.
Just
It's like you
Because
took-
we don't get
You
that
didn't-
silver.
you didn't try- yeah, you-
You're not born with the silver spoon, so we look for in our culture. We look for instant gratification.
Yeah.
You want it right now. You feel me? You don't want to wait for that check.
What my boy Jesus
You
say?
feel me? I want that right
man.
now. I'm gonna go get it right now.
He said, "Oh, smart ass nigga, half right and half wrong. Only
Right.
problem is you still here, but the money gone."
Come
you know
on
what I'm
now.
talking about? You know what I mean? And it's
Hey.
real shit.
It's real.
That's real. That's the realest it's gonna get, brother.
Come
It
on
ain't getting
now.
no
You
realer than
still
that.
gotta pay for lawyers.
You dig what I'm saying?
You gotta pay for bond.
for real on game. You know what I'm talking about?
So with the program, how many other people do you work with, or is it one man gang, or is it?
No, it's not a one man gang. It's not a one man gang, and that's one of the things I was gonna mention earlier. I think I kind of got sidetracked. When I was wanting to build what that had been in my mind, the idea that I had that I feel that God had given me. I said, you know what? I don't want to hand pick the people that's on the board to help me do so. So allow them to come to me, and so through me, doing the motivational, inspirational speaking during the morning time, I was hit up by a couple of different people. Courtney Pringle, for one, who has flawless designs. I have a cousin, Jamel Darrett, Erica Bowens, and Jamie Pringle as well. Jamie Pringle, somebody we brought on as of late just because we know the heart that she has and what we can do as far as a group. So this is how it was formed. And then as we formed the whole board, we was able to really put together DLO, Developing Emotional Literacy Outreach. We was able to file our papers with the Secretary of the State and become an official nonprofit organization to where now it's just known, not from just Freddie 2 or Uncle Fred doing this. No, this is a group effort. And we're doing it with the community as well as expanding and reaching as many people as we can.
Okay, so for somebody that's watching right now and they need those tools, they need the DLO program, they need those words of affirmation and inspiration. How do they get in touch with you? How can they reach you? What can they find you at? Something like let the people know where you at.
Hey man, they can find me on Facebook at Freddie Evans, which is my government name. Okay. They can find us under DLO, Developing Emotional Literacy Outreach, which is also on Facebook. They can find me under Uncle Fred #D3LO on Instagram. Our website is www.dlo326.com. Is now under construction. Okay. We had some things that we had to fix on that because we have a lot of things coming up, more than just the college campus tours. We have a retreat coming out where we'll be teaching them about plumbing, electrician, HVAC,
like trades,
up,
right? Like a trade,
right? That'll be coming in June,
That's
and
nice.
so we have things. We also have a $3,000 worth of scholarships that's coming from Tall Man Tax Company, and so we'll be having that on the website as well, to where these kids can see, hey man, these people actually care about us, and they're actually trying to help us, and so that's what we want them to know. Hey, reach out to us.
So since it's a re-entry program, is this only for people getting out of jail? Is it only for ex-con? Well, tell me.
Man, let me tell you the beauty of that, right? It's almost two separate entities.
Okay.
Right? Because DLO started for just our youth.
Okay.
Right out here.
Yeah.
However, by me, Uncle Fred speaking, that was picked up by Harris County. So that's like a separate entity.
I got you. All right.
However, some of the same attributes and some of the same things that we have that's able to help the kids, the youth, we having some of these same small businesses and companies that's also reaching out to be able to help the young, not the young man, but the men that are coming out of incarceration.
So you killing two birds with one stone.
Hey, man.
We working on prevention with the youth, and we working on re-entry.
Come on, man. It ain't me. It's he that's empowering me.
Exactly,
man. Be totally honest.
Right on, man.
So if you can go back to yourself at 15 years old with all the, everything that you've been through and, where you at in your life right now, what would you tell yourself? I'm not going to ask you if you would do anything different, because a lot of times the things that we go through shape our lives.
Yeah, definitely shape our
lives. But what
lives.
would you tell yourself as far as,
Wow. What I would tell myself at 15 years old, I would tell myself to realize the power that I have within my mind to think those thoughts that can create my reality.
Yeah.
Because nobody can control your thoughts. But you. You can control your thoughts, and your thoughts can control your emotions, to where you can make the right decisions when those challenges come about.
Yeah.
And that's really with grown folks. That's really with the youth. That's you as a minor. That's everybody.
Yeah.
Because grown people right now have problems with being able to control their thoughts towards their emotions, which could control your actions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's control the way that we respond to the things that happen, the challenges in our life. And we can control that. We can control our lives. And we can live the abundance that they say that is available for us, because it's really there. You understand what I'm saying? And I just want to be an example. And I'm asking for the strength, you know what I'm saying? Prayers from y'all, well wishes, whatever. To continue to keep on going on, because that's what it takes, man.
It takes a village, man.
It's an abundance of everything out there, bro. But I promise you, we can control our thoughts and our emotions. We gonna live it. I ain't here for just to survive no more. I want to live.
Facts.
Before we
I was just gonna say, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for both of them, but whatever we can do here at Drama Kingz Podcast to help, man, just let us know, bro.
For sure, man.
Because you know what I'm saying, we very instrumental in bridging the gap between the YNs and what
Yeah,
I guess
man.
what we would be the OGs now.
Yeah, we
Like,
OGs,
so,
yeah.
you know what I'm
We
saying?
got-
Like,
we
we the
almost
we the
there.
unks now.
Yeah,
No matter how much we want to, believe it or not,
Yeah.
man, we
Yeah.
is. And the goal is to get old, so it's a blessing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know
right.
what I'm
Appreciate
saying?
you, Unc.
For sure. Yeah,
Facts.
definitely.
Yeah. Nah, for real though, man. Like it's a blessing, man. I know that the platform that you have right now, man, the high power that I believe in, God just gonna take y'all up from here.
Appreciate
you understand
it,
what I'm
man.
saying?
We'll-
Because
we
I know
receive
what
it.
y'all stand for from
Yeah,
just
yeah,
the
yeah.
brief conversations.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't here just for no BS.
Right.
You
Nah,
understand?
man.
Yeah, sure late.
You know
Yeah,
what
we
I'm talking
we might cover this
Yeah,
and that,
yeah.
but at the same time, man, we here for the greater good of everybody,
Yeah.
man. I love
Yeah.
y'all for having me, for having being able to express D-Lo right here on this platform.
Oh, yeah, for sure,
and I
man.
already know, man, this year, oh yeah, man, Drama Podcast finna do some things
be
ain't
out
nobody
Yeah,
never thought of.
man. you
Before
know.
we get up out of here, man, I want to give you an opportunity to talk to address the people personally, you and them. If you just had to leave them with a little message, if you had to dig deep down inside and let it on out. What message can you give the YNs, OGs, young G's, whatever you want to call it, and leave them with that. If they gotta sleep on it, if they gotta think about, use it to give a motivation throughout this week. You know what I'm saying? Just lay it on them. You know what I'm saying?
Man, one thing I would say is learn, understand who you are. And I know that might sound deep and it might go far past what a lot of us know already, but try to, in that silence, to try to reach deep down inside of yourself and realize, what is it that I really want out of life? What is it that I really want to achieve out of life? What is it that I know that'll make me proud, but at the same time help somebody else? Because that's what harmony is. It goes around 360 degrees and not only makes you feel good, but it helps you and helps somebody else as well. So think about those things, and those things that you think about, then start to create those thoughts to where you can move forward on whatever it is, whatever action that you need to take to make those things come into fruition and come alive. Do that, man.
Yes, sir.
And I always say, man, I don't know what you believe, but get a relationship with God.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Right on.
Hey, man.
Y'all heard it here, man.
Yeah,
Drama
man.
Kingz podcast.
I think we good on that note, man, right there.
Fred,
Yeah.
Uncle Fred speaking. D-Lo.
Dropping them gems, man.
Yeah.
Let us know in the
Facts,
comments.
man.
Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes,
We're gonna get
sir.
up on out of here, y'all.
Hey.
D-Lo.
Appreciate you, man,
Podcast.
for
Yeah,
sure,
appreciate
D-Lo.
it, man.
Hey, Uncle
Appreciate
Fred.
y'all.